Hello, hello, my little berries. How are you guys doing? I haven't posted in like around a week. I'm actually on spring break and I hope to get some more videos out for you. Little does she know, this is the only video she records on break. You guys. But basically, as you can tell from the title and probably the intro, I'm basically a model. Yes, what can I say? But on a serious note, I was already considering doing this, but when I actually went to the practice and I saw people, I was invited to it by one of the directors and one of my friends who was in it, who didn't get to do it last year, but definitely wanted to do it this year. And I'm very excited that I had that opportunity because lately I've been kind of in hermit mode, and I think that also goes into my kind of like fear of being seen. So basically, to make a long story short, I didn't really like have that much eyes on me or attention, or I wasn't very used to a lot of the social things in this world because of the way I grew up. But look at my shirt. Because of the way I grew up, it was very quiet and kind of isolating. Just moving around a lot. Mostly just had like my brother and my mom and occasionally more of my family, but it was very much a lot of internal things that I had to figure out. So when I actually got into, also when I was in my last few years of high school, I was in a different school, didn't have any friends, and then COVID hit. So I was going into college with pretty much only 2 friends at that time, and not even ones I saw very frequently just because of locational reasons and personal reasons. So I wouldn't say that I ever had a huge fear of being seen. I was pretty frequently the person who would go ahead and become like kind of a designated leader in a lot of group projects, just because I'm very much like, come on, what are we doing? Let's go, let's have positions. And obviously I would listen to other people and allow other people to potentially be like the kind of pseudo leader. But a lot of the time it was just me. Even if I didn't do that, a lot of the time people would end up turning to me and asking me questions, so I would eventually become that anyway. So I started kind of just doing it myself. But I did realize as I got into college and I didn't have friends, like when it comes to like leadership in groups versus friends, it is a different ballpark. And I was used to making friends like repeatedly every time I did move, but it was a different dynamic because I didn't get too close. I didn't like concern myself too much with trends or what the young folk were doing because I was like, I'm gonna move anyways, doesn't really matter. So I very much kept to myself, and it gave me a lot of time to really become more solidified in who I am and my interests and all that stuff. So I do actually appreciate that time in my life. But because of that, I also had trouble determining social cues when I did actually start to put more effort into friendship. And because I am the very initiative type, I would be the first to typically start conversation with a lot of these people, whether it be classmates, my club mates, random people that I would see around campus. Like if I have something to say and I think I can make an interesting conversation about it, then I'm gonna do it. So not to toot my own horn, but I have great conversational skills. So I just got really into that and having enthusiasm, but I realized that as I was doing that, I kind of picked up a bit of people pleasing ways and kind of a fear of being seen and disliked. I don't think I ever feared being seen, but I feared being seen and someone just not caring for me or doing this, that, and the third, or not showing the same level of enthusiasm as I did. And I never chased anybody. I don't do that. Like, yes, I will reach out. Yes, I will ask. But after that, if I don't see any reciprocation, I stop. And the reason I said I had slight people-pleasing tendencies though is because once I did start making friends, it was very hard for me to say no to certain things. Usually they were things that I wanted to do as well. Like, I'm a college student, I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna do these things and, you know, turn up. But just like as I continue to spread myself thin, getting more and more friends and associates, I was invited to a lot more things, and that just left less time to myself. Like, and it was difficult for me to say no because one, I wanted to continue building these relationships, and two, because I did genuinely want the experience. But I did end up kind of doing a detriment to myself because I was spreading myself so thin. And one of, I won't talk about it now, but some things that I went through when it just came to tiredness and time management definitely could have been better if I just said no a bit more. And I think this year I also am just like, it was kind of like a double down effect in the beginning of this year, that I just realized that a lot of things that I had in my life was because of me, and because I didn't fear being seen, and because I did set time out to do different things, whether that just be for myself, whether it's serious or not. So after this kind of isolation period, I thought this was the perfect opportunity to get back out there into the world, but like a better me. I never would say that I was like bad or anything. I've always been pretty confident and like had strong boundaries for most things, like my non-negotiables. But now I even like turn down fun things because I'm like, no, I'd rather do self-care. It's like, and just reschedule or do this and do that. And like, I'm also figuring out what I want to do because I'm almost out of college, so I just don't have as much as that desire to reach out to people or do this, that, and a third when I don't feel like it's going to be reciprocated. Because I'm like, is it just me or does no one know how to talk anymore? Like, I'm like sometimes leading the conversation. If I'm quiet, it's like, okay, it's quiet now. Like, there's nothing going on. There's nothing interesting, which is another thing I had to ask myself. I had to start asking myself, do I really care about these relationships? Do I really care about these people? Or did I just want to be liked? Did I just want them to be able to think of me as that likable person, as that person that's like fun? And I didn't really sit there and think, well, do I even want to be their friend? Like, do they even interest me enough to do all this and put all this effort in? Or am I just doing it because I'm just trying to find connection wherever? And granted, you never know where your connections can take you, and you never know who you connect with until you give them a chance. But after giving them a chance, I started questioning myself more, like, am I genuinely interested? Or am I just doing this because I might possibly get something out of it later? Or because I just want to be liked? And I just really had to reevaluate that. So it was like, as I am getting more out there and wanting to be seen, I want to redefine myself. I want to become a bit more exclusive, a bit more picky in where I spend my time, who I spend my time with, because I only have one life and I can't, you know, use it trying to make sure any and everyone likes me. Like, I am okay with being polarizing now. Like, I'm still working on it, but some of my interests, like, I've been called like weird or a bit strange or quirky like throughout my life, so I've never been one to shy away from who I truly am. But it's always been like in a positive manner, like, yeah, you're quirky, but it's like, it's cute, you know. But now I'm just like, I mean, some people just aren't gonna like me. And I think that also goes with me not being as conversational. Like, I don't mind talking about certain things, but it takes me a minute to really find that right spot, or it takes me a while to say, okay, I definitely want to get down to this and say this, because I am a time and place and opportunity type of person. I'm not necessarily just like a bulldoze, hey, da 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 da. But I'm kind of trying to bring that more into me, excuse me, because I mean, if you don't do it, who is? You know? And I think I'm just okay with being a bit more seen as like vain, or like I like to dress up, I like to do my makeup, I like to do all these things. And typically I do have compliments of it. And you know, I have been considered extra and all that stuff, but most people appreciate that. And maybe it's because they themselves are extra, or because they just don't mind people being who they are, even if that is slightly extra to some people. But I think I also would still have in the back of my mind, like, oh, well, maybe I'm dressing up a bit too much, or maybe this, that, and a third. But no, I don't want to let my shine be dulled just because potentially someone could be offended by what I do. I just want to be more apologetic and more straightforward about who I am and my confidence in myself and my abilities. And this can rub off on other people if they allow it to, because I know that not everyone is going to be like the most confident in whatever, but the people who don't allow for other people to be confident are the people who probably aren't doing the work themselves to even get out of whatever predicament they're in. And I just can't allow that anymore. So all that to say, I'm okay with being seen as cocky and rude, especially when you're a model and all eyes are on you. Like, I was the ender for my section, and granted, it wasn't the only section I was in because I joined last minute and I didn't feel like doing anything else, because that was one of the reasons I didn't even want to join in the first place. I was like, I have too much on my plate, guys. But I was, and you know, even with my little mistake, I did amazing. Like, I got compliments, you know, on how I looked and how I did, and I felt good about how I looked and what I did. I'll even add like videos and all that stuff, like for my TikTok and the actual event and pictures and stuff. But yes, I just feel so proud of myself, and I just want to continue doing things that, yeah, it might put me more in the spotlight, and that will attract more scrutiny, more eyes on you. There's going to be, you know, even if it's just that one person who doesn't like it, but that's fine. And I think the constructive criticism that I continuously got while I was there, which I'm not a stranger to constructive criticism. I used to be in clubs and stuff, like color guard, cheerleading, violin. I got constructive criticism, but I haven't had it on my performance in that way in a while. Like, if I did get constructive criticism, it was academically, because that's what I've been doing, and everything else has been just like myself, or like I'm the only one who really knows how to do it, so people can't really critique it as they might be able to if they had more experience in this as well. Because when I was a part of the film club, I did makeup, and it was more editorial makeup. And yes, I did get like, oh, I think you should make this like a little bit less pale and whatnot. They still weren't experienced or anything to really give me that really nice critique that I can take that and transform it and alter my performance to make it better. But we did have people like that for this, and just hearing that and me internalizing it positively, you know, because it's not like they were saying, oh, you're stupid and you can never model. Like, they did actually give me great feedback, and I took that and I turned it and I did better. And then I no longer got that constructive criticism, I got praise. And I just love that feeling, like, especially people who want to see you do better, who aren't just saying no, 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 they're actually doing something. But also, I can keep these things in mind, like everything I learn, as I continue to walk in this realm. And this was just so fun, and I would definitely do something like this again. Like, I do have tattoos, so I probably wouldn't be like a professional like model, and I'm a bit too thick to be like a maybe a Louis Vuitton model or whatever. But you know, I'm still fine. I would say that though I was nervous, I am still confident in most things that I do. I think I just naturally have a kind of baseline confidence and to strunt my stuff and be who I am. But I do think that those slight people pleasing tendencies did hold me back slightly from really spreading my wings even more. And when I just reflect back on myself, who I was earlier in my college years till now, I don't regret what I did, because having passion, taking the initiative, talking to different people, all of this will serve me. So, is what it is. But now I'm just like, well, if you don't like me, I mean, if you don't want to be friends with me, if you don't show the same enthusiasm as me, I'm just like, okay, tis what it is. I'm not gonna lose sleep over it at night. I mean, I wasn't then either, but I definitely am not now. And some people just aren't really worth it, in my opinion. Like, as I'm in my classes now and talking to people now, I just keep it like, I keep it sweet, but I don't really do too much. I feel like back then, in hindsight, I can kind of see that I was a bit more desperate, so I did. And by desperate, I didn't mean I was befriending just any and everyone still. Like, anyone who wasn't meant to be for me were quickly dismissed from my life, even if we had a generally positive experience with each other. But I just like want to realize my power more and what I bring, and take the initiative when I feel like it is better. Not the initiative just to be friends with someone who's like, all right, like who like kind of bores me, or I just don't think our personalities mesh as well as they could. But I'm still like trying to befriend them and be more. But I don't know, I just feel like after you spend such a time in that mindset, you kind of want people to start showing that back to you a little bit more. Like, aside from men who are interested in me. So, I just want to focus on myself and my growth and my abilities, regardless of who likes and supports me. I was kind of rambling. I kind of had like a little list of the things I wanted to mention, but I still kind of just did my own thing. I hope you guys got something out of this, even if it was just to look at my smile and my eyes or whatever. But thank you so much for watching. If you would like to see more videos like this, let me know in the comments below. Like and subscribe if you like me. I don't know. Become a berry. I'm still workshopping the name I want to call you guys. Like, my name is Pink Strawberry Jam, so I don't know if I just want to call you guys berries, or my strawberries, or my garden, or like my pink berries. I don't know. Like, literally give me ideas. But anyways, I'll see you guys next time.